So let's move on to the next section here. So traits we already looked at. I'll briefly just look through this list here. It says special parameter, the target rate is 100%. So let me just check that and see target. I guess it's not going to say the specific thing. So I'm guessing what that means is like your rate of, I don't know what target rate. I'm not really sure what target rate is versus hit rate, to be honest. But maybe we can see that later in the stats and things like that. And their hit rate is, plus 95%. So it's not 100% hit rate. So they might miss sometimes. So that's probably what you want just for a little bit of, normal battles or whatever, where sometimes you might miss attacks or things like that. Evasion rate is plus 5%. So they're not going to, dodge attacks all that much, but there's a small chance that they could. Critical rate, same thing. You might get a critical hit, 4% of the chance, or 4% of the time, which is not very crazy high, but it's not super low either. And they can use add skill type, so they can use magic. Hero class can use magic, but they can't use special abilities. That's the other one. And then here, this is what I was saying before, where you probably want to do it based on your class, unless you want an exception to what kind of equipment they can wear for a specific character. But here, it's all hero classes can use sword weapons. They can use general class armor, light class armor, and they can use small shields. So that's where you would set all this sort of thing. And again, we have another note box. You may have plugins that make use of it for certain things, but otherwise you can just leave notes for yourself to do whatever, whatever you need to remember for your particular classes. And the main thing down here that's a little bit different is it says skills to learn. It says skills mastered at level up for actors in this class. So here by default it has at level 1 they'll learn the heal skill and the spark skill. So if you want to add a thing in here, you can say what level you want them to learn it at. It says level for learning the skill. So if you say at level 5 they can learn fire ability or whatever, and then you pick the skill that you want them to learn. And then a note, I'm not sure why there's a note box here, that's kind of a strange place. Text area where you can freely add notes. Okay, well, I guess you can add notes to this part too if you want to make some kind of notation. That's kind of a strange place to me to put a note, but there it is. So you can do that, and then you can see at level 5 they'll learn fire in level 1. And so as you make more skills and things, if you want to add them to your characters, maybe certain classes might learn them at different levels. So like maybe mage class would have fire at level 1, but a hero class doesn't get it until level 5, or that sort of thing. Then you can set that up here as well. So let's go ahead and clear that out for now, though. And then warrior class, it's pretty much the same thing, but you can see a little bit different traits and stuff on the right there. Warrior classes can equip axes and not swords. They can do general armor and light armor, but they can also do heavy armor. And they can do small shield just like the hero, but they can also equip large shields, and the hero could not do that. So this is where you set all that sort of thing up, as But they, as a result, they don't have skills that they can learn set up yet. So, and you can give them their own specific skills, specific to the warrior class. You might give them like physical attack skills or something, whatever. Mage, and here we go. See, just like an example, mage level 1 fire. So, so maybe that's a level 5 skill for the hero, but mages have it right from the start. Maybe it's a little bit stronger than spark, or however you want to set that up. And then again here, they can use magic, canes, general armor, and magic armor, and then you set the classes, the armor classes and things. And then the priest, they can use heal at level 1. I don't think any other characters could. Oh yeah, I guess the hero could use heal. But these two can't. So anyway, so that's how you do that, and that's pretty much the classes section. I apologize for the the lack of knowledge on my part for the EXP curve and the parameter curves and all that, but it's not something I mess with too much because it gets kind of it's one of those things where if you don't really have a really good idea of what you're doing for the curves, you can really imbalance your game, and then you have a lot of issues and things like that. But But it's not, it's not something you need to be afraid to mess with if it's something you really want to, get in there. I'm sure there's really detailed guides about making specific stuff, or you can just, trial and error. Again, you can just fiddle around. It's pretty easy with this one because it has these quick settings and everything. I feel like in the older games or in the older RPG Maker softwares, it was a little bit more manual of a process and a little bit more, like, even more intimidating, to where you didn't really have any quick settings or guides to, how to help you generate the curve, and it was more of you just have to, play around with it and hope you don't break things, that sort of thing. But with here, you've at least got some things to where if you don't want to mess with it too much, but you want to change certain things, you can use the quick settings, or like we went through, and it should facilitate that a little bit easier, I would hope.